let's start with a big question, one that I think we all wonder about from time to time. What is education really for? In this explainer, we're going to look for an answer by turning to some of the absolute greatest minds in history. I mean, really think about it. Is it just about passing tests, getting a degree to get a job? So many of us have this feeling that modern education is somehow missing the point. But it's hard to put your finger on exactly what that is. Well, it turns out that 5 of the most brilliant people who ever lived, we're talking a physicist, a philosopher, an artist, a scientist, a tech visionary, they all somehow landed on the exact same powerful answer to that question. So, let's meet our incredible panel. We've got Albert Einstein, Socrates, Leonardo da Vinci, Isaac Newton, and Steve Jobs. And we're going to dive in to what they all had to say about this one single crucial question. Okay, let's kick it off with Einstein. His whole point was this: all those facts and figures you memorize for an exam, most of them are going to fade. What's left over, what really sticks, that's the ability to think. That, for him, was real education. And this idea is ancient. Go back more than 2,000 years, and you find Socrates saying something even more radical. He's basically saying, look, my job isn't to pour information into your head. Instead, it's to ask the right questions that force you to think for yourself. And then there's Leonardo da Vinci, maybe the most curious person who ever lived. He saw learning not as some chore you had to do, but as fuel. It was the source of his endless energy. It didn't drain him, it fired him up. Now, this quote from Isaac Newton, it's just incredible. This is a guy who literally figured out the laws of the universe. And yet he saw all of his accomplishments as just finding a few pretty shells on the beach. He knew that true genius starts with humility, with realizing just how much you don't know. And let's jump to our time with Steve Jobs. This is such a perfect, practical example. He took a calligraphy class just because he was interested in it. No clear purpose, no career goal. And years later, that random class became the foundation for the beautiful design of the first Mac. It just goes to show, you never know how the dots are going to connect down the road. So you're probably starting to see the pattern here, right? For every single one of these thinkers, real learning isn't something that's forced on you from the outside. No, it's ignited by a spark from within. Einstein believed that curiosity was almost sacred. He thought that the #1 job of a school shouldn't be to drill facts into you, but to protect that natural flame of curiosity we all have, and to make sure the system doesn't put it out. And Leonardo da Vinci, he was on the exact same page. That sense of wonder, the way a kid looks at the world, he said that is the wellspring of all creativity, all new ideas. It's literally the engine of invention. This idea about curiosity leads us straight into another huge point they all agreed on. There is a massive difference between just collecting facts and actually understanding something. Einstein put it perfectly. Knowledge is about what we already know. It has limits. But imagination, that's about what could be. It's infinite. His entire theory of relativity started not with math, but with a daydream. Hey, what would it be like to ride on a beam of light? And you can see it's really two sides of the same coin. Whether it's Einstein imagining something totally new, or Steve Jobs connecting two totally unrelated things like calligraphy and computers, the real magic isn't in the information they had stored in their brains. It's in their ability to make new connections. And hey, this wasn't all just sitting around and thinking deep thoughts. For people like Newton and Da Vinci, true understanding came from doing. Newton didn't just guess. He obsessed over observation and experiments to really get the rules of the universe. And Da Vinci's whole motto was basically, get your hands dirty. Learn with your eyes and your hands, not just your head.
Okay, so if education isn't about cramming facts into students' heads, then what's a teacher supposed to do? Well, our panel had a pretty radical redefinition for that job too.
Socrates had this amazing name for his method. He called it Maya Eudix, which basically means being an intellectual midwife. He didn't see himself as a lecturer. He saw himself as a guide who, through careful questioning, helps the student give birth to the ideas that are already inside them. Einstein said something so similar and just beautifully. The greatest skill a teacher can have is to awaken joy, to spark that passion in a student so they want to learn, they want to create. The drive has to come from the student, not the teacher.
All right, so if that's how we should learn, let's get to the biggest question of all. Why? What is the ultimate point of all this learning? What's the end game?
For Socrates, the answer was all about becoming a better human being. The whole point of gaining knowledge wasn't just to be smart, it was to be good. He truly believed that if you know what the right thing to do is, you'll do it. So for him, the ultimate goal of education is to build character and live a good life. Einstein's take was similar, but with a modern twist. For him, the purpose of education was freedom. It was about creating people who can think for themselves, who can question authority, who can see through the noise and aren't easily manipulated. So when you put it all together like this, the consensus is just, wow, it's stunning. I mean, look at this. Whether the driving force is self-examination, curiosity, imagination, or passion, they all saw learning as an internal journey. And the teacher, not a lecturer, but a midwife, a guide, a sparklighter, an inspirer. So the shared message from 5 of the most brilliant people to ever walk the earth is actually pretty simple. We've been thinking about education all wrong if we see it as filling an empty bucket. True education has always been and will always be about lighting a fire. And you know, this wisdom isn't just for schools, it's for all of us right now in our own lives. Which leaves us with one last very personal question. It's not for them, it's for you. So what curiosity are you going to follow? What passion will you pursue? What fire will you light?